There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. There's a place called a gin mill way down in the slums. My baby goes that night and stays till the morning comes. Oh, she drinks gin and whiskey and she drinks Dago Red. Oh, she drinks gin and whiskey, Lord, she drinks Dago Red. Then comes home to me, talking all out of her head.
Well, howdy, folks. How y'all doing tonight?
Excellent.
Good. How you doing, Cowboy?
Fantastic. We're here at Alley's again. How can I not be happy?
That's right. Back home, finally. It's been a minute, it feels like.
It has.
We have some really good brews, and Cops is on the TV, so if I zone out later, it's just because something incredibly funny happened. Well, that may happen.
So,
Look, they're in my
There is a
neighborhood.
reason I use an alias.
so Hunter couldn't be on the show, so we are going to actually have a guest tonight, or a guest host tonight, I guess you would call
Guest
it.
host.
He's been on before, Mr. Roberto. What's going on, buddy?
Hola, mucho gusto estar con ustedes. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn off my SAP button. Hey, guys, how's it going?
It's okay. He's just trying to get Spanish fans. I'm okay with this.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
I had no idea what you were saying.
And, Brennan, we got some guests on the show. Who are our guests tonight?
Yes, we have a very special guest. I'm very proud to have Mr. Tom England from Dig In, Taste of Indiana with us tonight.
Howdy.
Well,
howdy,
that's who
sir.
you are.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Been talking for 20 minutes. Didn't even know who he was.
Yeah, no. The dig in shirt didn't give it away.
Not at all.
So he came out to have a few beers with us. He's. I know you're an avid beer lover, correct?
I love beers, yeah. Actually, I taught a beer class once at Ivy Tech, and I had the students download an app, right? So they can talk about the beers that you were drinking and stuff online.
Yeah?
And Untapped, right? So
Right.
everybody uses it now. So now I'm like challenging all these other students from like 4 years ago to see who could drink the most unique beer still, even after that class. So
This is
it's
Oh,
a
wow.
You're
ongoing
probably
class.
the coolest teacher I've ever heard of then.
I didn't know you could actually legally just have a class in college about drinking beer.
Oh yeah, it's a 3-credit class even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
I'm going back to school, guys. Sorry.
There you go.
I'm going.
They're not offering that in my degree program.
My high school guidance counselor really gypped me up.
So tell us a little bit about your event going on, Tom.
Sure. August 28th, Taste of Indiana is at Military Park downtown Indianapolis. And it's set up so that we bring in restaurants from around the state that are using local food, as well as breweries and wineries from the state. You pay one price to get in, you get to go around and taste everything for free. So it's a good opportunity for everybody to learn more about what's being grown and made here in the state. And, it's just a fun time to get out and taste things. So
Sounds good. So do you know some of the breweries that are there?
we are onboarding stuff now. So Clay
Sun
King is the person on our board who takes care of all the breweries. So we're lucky enough that he gets all the best in there. And each brewery has one tap. And so you can.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
That's
we'll have
cool.
4 different beer trucks out there that they're pulling taps
neat.
from. Yeah. So it's a good way to see a lot of different places in one place.
So now if they blow a keg, do they get to switch it out?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We'll go through.
Well,
Yeah.
this can get fun.
There's 5,000 people there, and we'll go through. Each brewery will go through at least 5 kegs.
Now, do they keep the same keg? I think what Cowboy was
They
asking.
they do keep the same keg. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Do they get to change out the keg if they blow it?
It's the same one.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say this can get a whole lot more fun.
Yeah.
So that's a little different than the brewer events that we do. The brewer events that
Right.
we do, usually they have 3 or 4, sometimes five taps, and this is just one tap from each brewery, so you get to sample what they feel is their best beer, I'm guessing.
Yep. Or the thing that's perfect for that 90-degree weather that we always end up with.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
How many years has this been going on?
This will be the 8th year.
8th year.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
Wow.
a few years.
I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So about how many restaurants and breweries are represented in this event?
So we'll have 45 restaurants,
Holy cow.
21 breweries, 14 wineries. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a lot.
Quite
Yeah.
a turnout. Yeah.
So if you make it all around and try all the different food, it's over 6 pounds of food that you would try.
deal.
Yeah.
Nice.
Game on, right?
Loving that.
Challenge accepted.
I'm assuming this is over a weekend?
It's 4 hours. You got to do it all in 4 hours.
all in 4 hours.
Yeah.
Do I win anything if I do?
Yeah, heart attack probably.
Probably.
How much bacon is involved?
There is a lot of bacon.
Mhm.
One year we had to limit people's bacon intake.
Are you kidding me?
You can have as much beer as you want, but you can only have so much bacon.
Wow. I'm actually really excited now.
So you said 26 breweries?
21.
21 breweries.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's 21 beers. Now I'm guessing they're sample size beers?
They're the 2-ounce samples, and then you can purchase pints if you want to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And it's very affordable. I think it's $5 for a pint. I mean, it's
that's
nothing.
not bad.
For craft beer,
Especially
that's good.
you go around and try 21, and then you're like, well, I want that one.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
No.
Most people don't make it through the 21.
I was going to say, most people don't, probably.
We're not most people.
Yeah, pretty much.
Go around twice and then decide.
So how does this work? Do people buy tickets online? Do they?
Yeah. So you can go on to our website, digindiana.org, and just buy the tickets through there. And or show up at the day. We have sold out the past 2 years, so I would definitely go online now and purchase.
How much are the tickets?
General admission is only $45, and that gets you, again, all those tastings for free. You can get early access, get in an hour early and get started, or even VIP with your own lounge area and air-conditioned bathrooms.
Here we go.
Like I say, your own
Here we
restroom.
go.
And,
I hear a Blind Pig VIP lounge.
Oh,
right?
that would be awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is there? Wait a minute. Is there an outlet there in this VIP rooms?
Yes, absolutely.
Well,
You should-
I think we know what we can do.
Podcast to taste.
Mm-hmm.
That would be perfect.
Well, we need to work details out here after the show.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Since Shannon didn't show up tonight, he's the beer runner.
There we go, yeah. Our marketing, don't worry, marketing guy. We'll take care of it for you since you couldn't make it on the show.
We'll get you in and everything. Don't worry.
So, of course, this is just one event that you guys do. You guys
Yeah.
do a lot of stuff around Indian.
So Dig In is a nonprofit promotion of Indiana food, beverage, and agriculture. So we're out year-round talking about how to access local foods, how to access the beers, and helping wineries and breweries and all those guys to get their stuff out there and promote it, for sure. So we just finished an event last month, which included artists, distillers, and food people. So
I actually heard about this, and we sadly didn't actually know about it until day of. At least I didn't. How many events do you do a year?
Well, we do 3 official events, and then we support a lot of other
Sponsor,
stuff. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
That's
So,
really cool.
and that's our main thing. We just want to make sure people are out there and finding local stuff. I mean, if each family in the state of Indiana just spent $1.87 on local food per week, it would make a $1.5 billion impact on the state. So, I mean, it's significant,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
it builds our community. So, we want to make sure that people even just go to the local coffee shop that's roasting their own stuff. And,
Yes.
it makes an impact on our economy. And you get to know people. That's the best thing I think about local food is, you go to the farmers markets and it's like you're walking in Cheers. Really every one of those farmers gets to know your name after a while.
That's
and you're
awesome.
getting the freshest stuff.
Yeah.
You get local. I mean, that's huge. I mean, it's
Vegetables that you buy at the grocery store are on average 3 weeks old before they're on the shelves. And I hear people saying all the time, they get stuff from the grocery store and it's gone within the week. And that's the problem. But if you go to the market or if you get stuff from farmersmarket.com, that stuff's picked a day before you get it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's fresh.
And I don't know how much you know about our show, but we really focus on craft beer, craft spirits,
Absolutely.
eat, drink, local. That's what we do. Most of our work is with local breweries, local restaurants, things that are owned locally.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're sitting in Alley's Ale House, which is locally owned.
Right.
This is not a chain. This is a privately owned venue here in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
So we like to put our money back into our own communities as
Yeah.
well, especially with our beer. We don't believe in, we don't go out and buy from the chains,
Yeah.
the big brewery chains and all that kind of stuff. We prefer to have people try local beer, find something you like local and drink it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. If you're spending local, that dollar is more likely to spend 5 times in the same local economy.
exactly. Yeah.
But if you go to the mass-produced places, it's gone. The multiplier is only 0.8, so 20% of that dollar automatically goes out of state the minute you spend it. So yeah, keep that dollar in state.
Exactly.
So now, I know this event coming up is craft beer, wine, and food. Are you getting into any kind of local spirits?
We can't at the park because of the Alcohol Beverage Commission.
Yeah.
But the I3 event that we just did last month really focused in on those local spirits. Huber, Starlight Distillery,
Yeah.
sponsored that event.
Yep.
And, they're doing a great job down there in Starlight, Indiana, making some incredible distilled spirits for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and I love Cardinal.
Yeah,
down
Cardinal,
in
Bear
Bloomington.
Wallow,
Oh, yeah.
Hotel
Yeah.
Tango.
Yeah.
It's actually becoming an awesome thing. I mean, and on Sundays now you can go buy artisanal spirits
Yep.
from
From
your
the distiller.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just like craft beer, you can go buy it from the distiller or from the brewer itself.
They kind of had me. You knew it was going to happen with everything.
Oh,
brewing
yeah.
like it has
It
been. They
had
to,
to have, yeah.
which is nice.
But it makes me extremely happy.
Yeah.
So on the subject of spirits, we hear you're a mixologist.
Oh, yeah. I'm a certified specialist of spirits.
There we go.
One of my acronyms behind my name, for sure. It was a fun one to take, for sure. Getting out there and learning more about spirits and how they're made and what the legalities behind them and stuff. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what started your love just of beer and
I went to the Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, and I got there and realized I had no idea about wine specifically, and ended up going to a winery and doing a tour and asking 1,000 questions. And by the end, I was hired. So I worked at the winery there through culinary school, and it really just kind of blew my mind how much you could learn about wine at that point. And then going more into that with the spirits and with the beers. I mean, it's dramatic, the changes that if you change the temperature of the fermentation by 2 degrees, what you end up with differently.
Oh, yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
mind-boggling,
Drastic.
Yeah. So blending and everything else. I mean, it's something that it's an art, and people don't realize how much of an art it really is. Yeah.
We actually are home brewers ourselves now.
Yeah.
We didn't for a long time, and then when we started the show, everybody asked us, that was the number one question: do you guys brew your own beer? Do you brew your? And we said no.
Yeah.
Eventually, I said, okay, we have to.
For sure.
So we started brewing our own beer, and you're right, it becomes an obsession. It becomes an art form, and the little things that you do make all the difference in the world. You can change one thing, and it completely changes the profile of the whole beer.
Yeah.
So to me, it's so much fun to sit there and do the whole process, and then of course you have to wait at least 2, 3, 4 weeks where you taste it, and then but when you get to taste it, it's rewarding.
But now that we have a good regular schedule, we have beers in the fridge all the time, so it's nice.
It's actually getting really nice.
And it's interesting to see that from my side, be from the outside in. Being a musician, I see you guys creating this out of ingredients, and then putting your love and passion into it, and then the outcome you can see, I could have done this better or differently. And I'm like, wow, that's really amazing. For me, being an artist myself, I see that, and it's so, I guess I appreciate that, coming from not just a musical standpoint, from a brewer standpoint. You guys doing that? I'm like, that's amazing. I'm like, more people should get involved and do stuff. It's not all about being on your phone and doing this blank go. I'm not going to promote that app, but I'm saying do something with your hands, and you guys are getting involved. I'm like, it's a beautiful thing to be able to take something from nothing and then create it. It's beautiful.
Even if you're doing it, even if you're a solo artist, if you're not getting out with other people, whether it's beer or music, I've said this before, especially in Indianapolis, the whole scene has been exploding with the beer, and the music scene has been coming together so well. And it's all, I wasn't trying to be more tighter about doing more local stuff. Musicians are the same way. They want to, you can't learn unless you get out and learn from this guy and do stuff together. And I see the beer breweries doing that too, which is awesome in Indianapolis. I don't see that elsewhere like I do in Indianapolis of these guys working together and come on in, let's do a beer together. Mm-hmm. It's very cool.
And we always had I had this mentality of, if I'm the best musician in the room, I'm in the wrong room.
Yeah.
Because and I kind of take that to heart wherever I go. I'm the smartest person anywhere I go. I'm never am, so I don't have to worry about that. But I'm always trying to learn something. So hanging out with you guys and learning the brewing process and what makes
time out. If you're looking for the smarter people, you probably are.
You're in the wrong room. Yeah, you're in the wrong room.
Well, Pat's here, so I'm okay. So I think he's got one up on me because he's running the board. But aside from that, kind of neck and neck. But no, I appreciate that. That owning something on your own and just kind of taking it to the next level, and not just going to the store and like, oh, this is great and I'm going to continue this, which is not a bad thing, if you're supporting local,
right?
Keep Indiana dollars with Indiana people. But when you're doing something on your own and creating, I think that's just awesome.
Absolutely.
Yeah, understanding where and why it comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you're never going to learn that just by watching, right? It's by doing.
By watching or buying from chain.
Yes.
chain places.
Mm-hmm.
You will never understand.
It's something I think you'll appreciate, though, is, when we do our home brews, it's not an exacting science. Nothing involved in alcohol is an exacting science.
No.
It's you do your best to do the controls and stuff,
Right.
but that's part of the excitement because you're like, what's it going to be? What did we do? What's going to happen here? You can't wait. It's the anticipation.
Right.
People like Roberto that come over and they brew with us. He's as excited to taste it when it comes out as we are. I actually work with Roberto, and he'll say, "Hey, man, is that brew we did a couple weeks? Is it ready? When's it ready?
Nice.
I'm ready to taste it."
I'm waiting the stout. Now I'm waiting for that stout.
Yeah. So
are we.
it's fun. It's exciting, and that's kind of the whole scene in Indiana, from the restaurants to the distilleries to the breweries, all of it encompassed in one, to the music. Everything in Indianapolis, like Brendan said, is a very tight-knit group of people, and it's very local, and people like to stay that, and it seems to be growing. That trend is growing, and that's what we like to see, and that's what we promote and why we're even here.
Yeah, and it does feel like a community, right? I mean, everybody knows each other
absolutely.
or knows of that person.
Mm-hmm.
It's because everybody talks and grows from each other.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
That's one of the main. And I don't know if that's what brought you, because you said you went to school in New York, right?
I went to culinary school in New York and grew up in northern Indiana. Went to the University of Evansville and got my bachelor's degree first.
So what brought you back to Indiana? I mean, obviously family, or was it?
Chateau Thomas Winery out in Plainfield.
Yeah, fantastic.
So I went out and was general manager out there for 5 years before I started teaching. Yeah.
Awesome.
I'm not a huge wine person, but Chateau Thomas has an excellent peach wine that I actually do like.
Yes, it's got the hobo on the front.
Yes,
it
it's
tastes
so
like
freaking
those,
good.
You remember those peach ring candies that you used to get as a kid?
Yes,
that's what it tastes like.
It's so good. It's like one of the wines. I'm just like, holy shit! I love this wine.
Absolutely.
We were there last
For all
month,
those
we picked
other
up a
listeners,
couple.
there are dry wines too. It's not all peach wine.
No, it tastes really good. They have nothing else. Don't worry about it. It's funny enough because I'm not a wine guy, but I absolutely knew what you were talking about.
Yeah.
What's the best way to make it through a long work week? Take a midweek break and join the fun every Wednesday night at Allie's Ale House in Fishers for Nico's Open Stage. Want to share your talent in front of a live audience? Whether it's breaking in some new material or jamming out to some favorites, Nico's Open Stage is the place to go for it. There's never a cover charge, and walk-ins are always welcome. Each week brings a featured artist and drink specials from Jack Daniels. Check out Nico's Open Stage on Facebook for more details. And come join the fun every Wednesday night at Allie's Ale House, home of the boys of Blind Pig Confessions. Come join the boys of Blind Pig Confessions as they rest their hoofs at the new Fishers location of the Stack Pickle on August 16th. If you haven't been here yet, come join the pigs as they record live and find out about all the pickle has to offer. Joining the pigs and the fine folks of the Stack Pickle for this event will be the Bullet Bourbon Rep to give insight on one of our favorite Kentucky bourbons, as well as free samples for the crowd. So take a break from your typical mundane Tuesday night and join the boys of Blind Pig Confessions for a special evening at the Stack Pickle on August 16th. Coming to the Black Lake Conference Center in beautiful northern Michigan the weekend of August 12th, the boys of Blind Pig Confessions. Golf, fine dining, camping, comfortable, affordable lodging, craft beer, and camaraderie are just a few of the things you'll find on this 1,000 acres of wooded wonderland. And the pigs are determined to explore them all. Go to the event page on Facebook to learn more details as they're released on this upcoming weekend and how you can be part of the festivities. A few local celebs will be joining the boys for shows over the weekend, so you won't want to miss out on any of the action. Come for the shows or stay for the weekend. But be sure to stop by and have a drink with the pigs.
Is there a bigger passion between wine or beer? Or is it both? I mean, is there anything that really draws you in to either one of those more than the other?
Again, I think it's just the art of it, you know, and depending on what I'm eating at the time, and you know, a hot day, it's 97 degrees outside. I want a beer. You know, I'm not craving a big stout or a Fleur de Peche or whatever. I'm craving a wheat beer. I mean, something that's that lawnmower beer. Yeah.
And I notice around town a lot more. We've been to some of them are the pairing dinners.
Yeah.
Whether it be wine or beer, a lot more restaurants are getting into this pairing thing.
Yeah.
And we've been to some get it really good. I mean, they have it down. They have the pairings correct. Sometimes they serve you all IPAs for all courses, and you're like, well, nah, probably not going to work. But at least they're trying, and I give them credit for at least trying to push that craft market out there.
Yeah. So at Ivy Tech, we do have 2 restaurants. One of them is a fine dining restaurant, and we do a beer dinner, a wine dinner, and a spirits dinner, all through the semester. So yeah, I mean,
I'm going back to school.
Yeah,
School's changed a lot since my day.
we have an associate's degree in beverage management.
We got in trouble for drinking at school. Now you get a degree in it.
Yeah, but that was junior
So
high, so
wrong.
come on. Man.
Wait, hold on. What's the degree in? Because I don't have a degree yet, and I'm thinking I might real soon.
Yeah, beverage management. I mean, we have 2 different wine classes: a beer class, a spirits class, and then wine service class beer service.
And it's
class.
an associate's degree.
It's associate's degree. Yeah.
I'm in. I'm done.
Yeah.
Ivy Tech, here I come.
There you go.
And you are a chef as well.
I'm a trained chef, absolutely.
And so,
that's my background.
again, do you have
What
more
don't
fun
you do?
pairing?
I'm really good about anything that you put in your mouth.
Yeah?
Oh, wait.
Don't
hold on.
say that. Don't say that around here.
Wrong crowd.
I'm glad somebody stopped.
Actually, yeah.
Wow,
So
that
how
got
do you
quiet.
start from pairing? We've heard different people start from the beer and go to the food, or do you go? Is it?
So I come from the winery business, right? And so for me, I always wanted to sell wine. Even with beer now, I start with the beer and then go backwards to the wine. Or forwards to the wine, depending on what side you're on. But yeah, I think the front of the house people have to work with the back of the house people. You can't just say, as a chef, hey, you need to do this. You guys, it's a collaborative effort between the front of the house and the back of the house, figuring out the best beverage for the best food, for sure.
Well, I mean, like I think it was meaning was, do you look at the beer first and try to find a food to pair with the beer, or are you taking the food and then trying to find a beer to pair with the food?
I'd start with the beer.
Okay.
And then develop the food instead of
Gotcha.
looking for the food to pair with it.
Gotcha. All right.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Very good call.
So I think you always have to engineer the food around the drink because the beer's not going to change. But I can change that food.
Right.
I can add different spices to it. I
true.
could add
Yeah.
different fruits to it. I could change the acid level in the food. But that beverage isn't going to change.
Are there some staples for people who don't? I mean, if you're out there and you're getting something spicy, you can't miss with this. I mean, is there some
Yeah.
good staples out there for people that if they're not sure what to pair with stuff?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking at acid levels a lot of times when you're talking about spicy foods or, thinking about, you mentioned IPAs. IPAs are bitter, right? And so that there's 5 tastes on the tongue. There's sweet, there's sour, there's salty, umami, and bitter. And so balancing those 5 things off is the key to everything. So if you have a big IPA, stay away from those bitter things. Let's bring in some more sugars or some more acids to balance off those bitternesses. So I don't know if I can answer that question without a large 3-hour lecture.
Does the lecture involve food and beer?
a kitchen.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I'm down.
So you had mentioned before the show, did you say you're tired of the IPA trend, or
It's killing me. I
Okay.
mean, why did we go from the point where you could taste food and beers to the point where everything is just the IBUs are just so high you cannot
absolutely.
Thank you.
even
It's kind of
breathe
like
anymore.
the people who want to make something hot. Sometimes
Yes.
they go, okay, it can be hot because I love hot food, but I still want flavor in there.
Yeah.
Simple. Let's see how hot I can make this. Well, then they lose the flavor. I feel the same with the people are going nuts.
Yeah.
With the hops, and once I want to have a balance. I want to taste it as well.
Exactly.
I just don't want to, But some
Yeah.
people love that. I don't
or at
know.
least they say they love it. I think it's almost like a wing challenge. So some people
Yeah.
are so driven by the heat. Ooh, I'm great because I can eat the hottest wing out there. And then I think there's those IBU guys that say, you know what? I'm better than you because I love that 130 IBUs. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's very
No
similar
one loves
kind of a thing.
130 IBUs. Nobody.
You're not tasting anything at that
Yeah,
point.
no.
Right, and I know that, but people are out there saying that.
Yeah.
We have one regular guest who's said many times, "Oh yeah, I can. It doesn't matter how high the IBU is. My palate's special. I can taste it as high as it goes."
You might as well be chewing hops, man.
Yeah.
At that
Yeah.
point, half of these, you might as well just stick a hop in your mouth and then drink another beer. Drink some plain beer.
Yeah,
You get the same kind of thing. You're just flooded with the hops.
Yeah.
Ugh.
there's some hops out there I think taste really good.
absolutely.
Citra is one of my personal favorite hops
I love Citra.
because it's got the hop flavor, but it's not overpowering. It hits
Yeah.
and it releases. It doesn't,
And it has a
hit
lot
and
of
hold.
aromas to it.
It does.
It's not
Yeah.
just about the bitter stuff. Yeah.
We are trying an IPA in our home brewing, and we've been playing with Citra hops the most because I think it's almost all of our favorite hop.
Yeah.
Because it's a good hop. It's got great hop flavor. You do have the bitterness, but it's not so overpowering that you can't palate it. You know, it goes down smooth. So.
Yeah, and I love that aroma out of it. I don't want to have something that all I smell is that bitter hop.
Simcoe,
So,
the pine smell.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and the pine cone smell is a little over the top sometimes too. But with the Citra, I mean, you've got the orange flavors that are coming out of it, and the other citrus things that are.
I love
popping.
gin, but I don't want pine cones in my beer.
Right.
Exactly.
I do love gin. So I just don't like I'm the same. I don't like those hops, the piney hops.
And I like Dogfish Head, but their 120 is just so ridiculously
I disagree.
full of hop.
Cowboy loves it.
I actually really like 120.
I cannot stand that.
That's
It's so weird.
That's one of the few exceptions to my rule. Dogfish Head does a really good job on the 120.
Well, I'm drinking Zombie Dust currently, and it's an IPA, but it has a good balance, and it's got a good sweetness to it, and I think that sweetness accompanies those hops just in the right way that it's very palatable.
Yeah, and I think Three Floyds has done an incredible job with balancing hops, and their beers are so distinctive, and they're known as the best around for a long time for a good reason.
For a reason,
yeah.
We have beer in front of us.
We do need to, just so you know, we do talk about a beer. We usually review some beer on the show, so that's what we're going to do now. Everybody has a sample of beer in front of them. This is actually the Voodoo from Evil Check, which is one of our regular breweries we have on the show. So
vanilla rye porter.
Yep.
We actually did about 2 months ago. We did a food pairing show with them between Evil Check and Arnie's. We were sponsoring it. We went in and we sat down. We did this whole, and they did a great job with it.
Excellent.
Learned a lot about them.
And Evil Check's up in Elkhart.
Yes.
Mishawaka.
Mishawaka,
Sure.
yes.
Yeah.
But Jeremy came down, did an awesome job of pairing. Great night, great food, great beer. This is one of them. Again, it's summertime. It's hot out, but this is a porter is very light, and that rye cuts into that, and it makes it very mellow, I think.
I had this 2 weeks ago down at the beer festival in Gnawbone, Indiana.
The Gnaw Brew?
Yeah, the Gnaw Brew, yeah.
We're so upset about that.
Yeah, we didn't get to go to that one.
Oh, you missed out.
Next year we will.
Thanks. Rub it in. Rub it in a little more.
But yeah, same thought. I mean,
Well, yeah.
it's got that big, bold, malty qualities to it, but the acids from the rye, I mean, it just balances everything out. It's so good.
sure.
Yeah, and
Good.
you get that chocolate and coffee just popping in this.
Right, right when you're breathing in and taking a sip down, that coffee chocolate is pronounced.
And Evil Check, they do a very good job across the board of balancing all their beers. I don't think I can think of one that's not very well balanced.
No.
There's nothing that, they don't want to conform to the norm and say, I'm just going to throw as much hops in it as possible, or let's just make a plain beer. They don't do that.
None of us can speak highly enough about the Bigsby.
No.
It's one of our favorites.
One of our favorite beers ever. Now, on this beer, did anyone else pick up a little bit of a smoke? I take a little smoke in, too.
A little bit in the back end.
Yeah, it's just there, just enough to kind of taste the smoke, just a hair. But all together, I mean, the flavors blend really well. You get a separate taste of almost all the different flavors. They come together really well in this beer.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Even on a 97-degree day, it doesn't feel like you're drinking something that's going
heavy
to bog
porter.
you down.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you're teaching your class or when we're going to school on this, is this what homework's like?
I require people to come back every week and tell us what they've drank the previous week. So
Sweet.
there
Do
you
I
go,
get
your
extra
homework.
credit? Can I earn some extra credit?
Now, do you still teach this class?
I do not teach the beer class. You guys probably know Ron Smith and Carrie Crow. I mean, they're the ones who typically teach that class.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's who we got to get on the show.
What do they teach? I mean, what's the class? What are you teaching though? I mean, are your
beer styles mainly.
styles
Yeah.
and how to identify flavor notes and some of the other pieces like that?
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So kind of like the standard, even like a wine tasting one where they're giving you get little pieces and things to smell and then trying to and linking those to like samples and wine and all that.
Yeah. So by the end, they are taking their certified beer server exam.
Cicerone?
Yeah. And then some of them actually are far enough along they could take the Cicerone.
Really?
Yeah. If they come in with a little bit of experience, they know how to do it.
Are you a judge? Are you an official?
I'm not
DJ? Was it a
CBJ.
CBJ? Yeah.
No.
Not an official judge on any of that.
No.
Okay.
On the wine side and spirit side, definitely, but I'm not that
So you
detailed.
are a
with-
wine and spirits judge.
Judge,
You can
yeah.
judge competition. Oh,
yeah.
wow.
In fact, tomorrow I head up to Purdue to judge the Indy International, which is I think third largest wine competition in the world right now.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice. We wine is one thing we haven't really gotten into. We do mostly craft beer and craft spirits,
Yeah.
but who knows? One day we may decide we want to add that into our repertoire of things we want to tackle. But
I love wine. I love dry wine. I don't drink it as often as beer, obviously, but I do like a good dry wine now and then. But I don't know as much. I couldn't speak about it as much as beer, obviously, because I don't drink enough. But it blows me away. I guess it's funny when I hear people talk about wine and what they're tasting in it. I'm like, man, how do they do that? But then people hear us talk about beer. It's like, it's the same way, but but yeah, I haven't gotten into it as much. But we could do that.
I used to do a lot more of the wine and stuff. I mean, I like a good fruity red, or on the white side. I'm very limited on the white wine I'll drink, but more along the lines of a Gewürztraminer and those kinds of things. So very light.
Good refreshing.
Yeah, good refreshing light, which might explain kind of like why I tend to actually like sours. I know you were talking about
the acid levels.
pairings and the acid levels. These kinds of things go great with spicy food.
Absolutely.
Because, I mean, it just cuts everything out and just refreshes the palate again and kind of wipes some of that away.
Yeah.
So, might explain my taste palate a little bit on the beer, too.
Yeah.
Cowboy's more of a Mad Dog
2020
wine connoisseur.
I was going to say Boone's Farm.
There you go.
Hey, I'm a little more sophisticated than that little Thunderbird.
You're all Strawberry Hill, man.
so until about 3 or 4 years ago, most of us were just macro brew drinkers.
Yeah.
And it's really taken us that long to hone our skills in and be able to taste the differences in beer. And I really think back to the brewing thing.
Yeah.
That's really when our knowledge started kicking in, because then we understood what these different grains meant, what the different hops meant. And that's really where all of a sudden it just clicks one day and you say, wow, there is a huge difference in each and every beer, no matter what it is, due to what the ingredients are, which you never really think that way if you're just out at a bar ordering up Miller Lite or Pabst or whatever your regular brew happened to be.
What was your aha moment when you tasted something and thought, oh my God, this isn't Bud Light? I mean, there is other things. Is there a beer that you can think back to that was that changing moment?
Yeah, I know that beer. And it's Weemac. That was the first time I had a beer, and I thought, whoa, wait a minute, time out. This is good.
Yeah.
This is really good.
From Sun King.
Yeah, Sun King. That was my big breakthrough moment on beer. I remember to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was probably Java Mac, because I'm a huge coffee fan. Huge. Like, I do the gourmet coffees and all that kind of stuff. We actually have a service that delivers every month to our house, my wife and I, because we like gourmet coffee. So I tasted craft beer and I thought, it's okay. It's a little different. And then I had a Java Mac and I went, whoa, wait a minute. This beer tastes like beer, but it still tastes like coffee. And I think I'm in love. Like, my two favorite things blended in one glass. How does this happen? And it just kind of, from there, I just started grabbing at everything to try as much as I could.
Yeah.
You got a favorite beer there, Pat, that just started you off, or a craft beer that hit you hard?
What's the one Cowboy always loves from we got to go out of town to get?
Yingling?
Yingling.
Not really a craft brew, but it was something different from the Miller Lite and the Bud Lights and all that. And that's kind of where I started drinking some of those and trying something else. But not a specific one, no. I mean, stouts have always been what I prefer, other than, for a couple pints, good Guinness here and there. Guinness was always my go-to stout. I think it was everybody's go-to stout forever, for the longest time.
For a lot of years, yeah.
Getting involved in some of this and just trying a bunch of different ones. It's just been more of a gradual one for me. No aha moment on that.
Yeah.
But you leaned a lot more towards the sours. Not that we don't like sours, but you out of the pigs is probably the biggest sour fan.
Actually, you know what? There is that aha moment. I apologize. I went out to Seattle, and that had to do with my sours. I like the stouts, and I had no problem trying some craft stouts and porters. No aha moments on those. I had never had a sour before, and I had I think it's a New Belgium La Folle.
La Folle, yeah.
In Seattle at a little artisanal pizza joint out there with my boss, and I was like, wow, this was really good. And it was a sour brown ale. I never really considered that beer, and I always hated the fruity beers. Like, hey, don't put an orange, I don't like that. Don't put a big orange slice in my beer. Don't throw a lime in my beer. That's just kind of lame. And the blueberry beers and the I was always
like
kind of turned off.
Yeah,
I was always kind of turned off on those. I'm like, don't put fruit in my beer. Same reason there shouldn't be fruit in my salad unless it's a fruit salad. But my palate has my palate has changed. My palate has changed, though. I mean, I still don't want fruit in my salad, but my palate has changed, and I can try some of those other fruity beers and things like that, and the sours and all that have those citric notes and all that kind of stuff to it, without just immediately being turned off and saying, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I grew up, my parents, neither one of them, they both came from a family of big drinkers, but neither one of them did. My mom would drink blackberry brandy or plum wine on Christmas Eve, And my dad, every once in a while, would bring home a 6-pack of Guinness Extra Stout. And that was one of the first beers. First beer I ever had was PBR. But he would bring home Guinness Extra Stout, and nobody drank it. And I even, 20 years ago, it was funny when I started drinking it out and about. People were like, oh, that's that stuff they siphoned through a dirty sock. They just didn't even know what Guinness was. It was full power back then. But then that got, obviously Guinness is huge now, but that was the stout everybody drank before the craft beer explosion. And coming from Northern Michigan, of course, Bell's has been around for years. That was probably one of my first craft beers was the Bell's Porter, and man, that's good stuff.
Yeah.
But it was funny. I stayed away from stuff really until this show. I don't like IPAs because I had an IPA that I didn't like, so I just stay away from IPAs. I didn't like Killian's Red, so I don't like red beers. I don't like red ales. So I just steered clear of them. I was like, okay, well, no, wait a minute. There's a lot of good stuff out there. You just have to find the ones that you like. I mean, there's, like I said, there's so many amazing beers, and not everything tastes like a Killian's, thank God.
Well, in the past, that's all you had for options.
Right. That you
had
didn't know,
a Killian's Red.
So you're my mindset. I don't like red ales.
That was the only
I don't like
red
Killian's
out there. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
When I went to school, it was drinking the Stroh's 30 packs and Blatz even sometimes.
Cube, yeah.
But going to culinary school, one of the fellow students brought in a Trappist ale, and I drank that Trappist, and I'm like, holy crap, it ruined me for life.
Yeah, yeah.
All of a sudden, I could buy a Stroh's 30 pack for $10, or I could buy like 2 of these beers. And I started buying 2 beers instead of 30. I mean, it totally changes.
Well worth it. Oh, yeah.
Roberto, we haven't heard from you, sir.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I'm kind of new to the whole beer scene. I grew up in Texas, so it was all Lone Star and Corona for me. My dad always had a Bud Light growing up, and that's like my first beer I ever drank. And then I started playing music. So on the road, a lot of bands would have a beer writer where, like, we'll have 2 cases of beer, so on and so forth. I didn't drink beer, and most of the guys didn't either, so we always had a vodka writer. So I went straight to vodka. So back in the day, I could tell you the difference between Belvedere and Absolute and Smirnoff and this and that. But now I went straight to wine. From vodka to wine, I kind of missed the entire beer thing, which I'm sad about. But now, coming on now and hanging out with you guys, I'm able to see and feel and taste the difference in the beers. Yeah. I started drinking Guinness because everyone was like, oh, I don't like Guinness crap. I'm like, well, I'm going to try one. And it became, I'm like, oh, people were talking about it as a 4th meal because it was so heavy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, but I kind of like that because I can eat, as you all can tell. I don't hide it.
Whatever.
Look at all of us at the table. And this is the trim guy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't know about all that. But I think that's the Guinness was one of the first beers that I saw was like, oh, this isn't a Corona. This isn't, a PBR. This is something different, and there's flavor in there that I haven't tasted before. And I like Killian's. I kind of
a lot of people love it.
I liked it, and I was like, wow, cool. So that's like Guinness was the first. Went to Killian's, and then I just started trying different things, Heineken's, and going on to just new things. I'm like, I gotta try more. So it just so happened that I met up with these guys, and they were in the thing of the microbrews. I'm like, what better friends to have than people who drink and try different beers? I'm like, I love it. So yeah, I think Guinness was my thing, but it's funny how we're tasting the Voodoo, but I had a glass of Voodoo prior to, because I'm just that's just me. That's me.
I'm going to actually speak for you for a moment, though. I think your come to Jesus moment for craft beer.
Bixby.
Yeah, I saw your face when you tasted it, man. I did.
That beer, good Lord. I'm like there was just something about it, because just being a stout man, and I'm like, coming from the Guinness line, I'm like, I tasted that, and it was like, I think this is what it's supposed to be like, and I haven't tried.
I think this is what love's supposed to be like.
Exactly. I'm like, oh, I fell in love. I called the wife. I'm like, I'm leaving you for a can of beer. I'm sorry. That's just the way it goes. But no, and it's true, because you introduced me to that, and it was so refreshing and eye-awakening at the same time. I'm like, I got to hang out with these guys a little bit more.
Nice. Have you had the Bigsby?
I don't think I have.
It's made by Evil Czech. It's a white stout.
Oh, yes, I have had this. Absolutely.
Phenomenal.
And actually up on Lake Michigan. My brother lives in Elkhart, so he always brings me Evil Czech stuff. Yeah, nice. And so he brought that up for the lake.
It's just so deceiving, because it is you don't think you're going to get that taste when you see it. Obviously, now if you drink it out of a can, you wouldn't know the difference. But it's still, I think it's just loving porters and stouts. It's such a weird, creamy, excellent flavor. and it's still light, but yet creamy and thick and rich. It's a great beer.
The first thing I do when I introduce someone to it is I pour it in a glass first, because especially if they don't like stouts, I pour it in a glass, and then they go, "Oh, okay,
it's not that bad.
It's just a yellow beer. I can try that. I'll try any yellow beer." Then they taste it and they go, "Wait, I taste chocolate," and I go, "You realize you're drinking a stout, right?" And they're like, "What?" Yeah. No, I'm not. And I'm like, "Yeah, you are." It completely blows their mind, and then they're willing to try the dark stouts. Mm-hmm. It's all a color perception thing for them, which I think it is for a lot of us. The first time I did the Bigsby, I'm like, "There's no way this yellow light beer is going to taste like one of my delicious coffee stouts. It's not going to taste that way. It can't taste that way." Yeah. Then the first sip, I'm like, "Wow."
Never mind. It's
okay.
Good.
I was wrong. Color. I got to stop thinking about color. Yeah. So,
it's like the chocolate stout down in Zwanzig's down in Columbus. It's again just totally clear, but the minute you smell it, it smells like Cocoa Pebbles,
Well, time out.
Yeah. I want to get down here. I haven't had that, but they were here at the Winterfest maybe 2 years ago, and they brought that ghost pepper.
Yeah,
I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, and again, not over spicy, but you get that great
got a nice heat fruit to it. I kept getting back in line. I was like, "Holy cow, this stuff is!" That was my favorites of that fest. And so where's that at? I just looked at this the other day because I got to find this place because we got to do a show there because I thought that beer is amazing.
Oh, they have a great pizza place too. It's a pizza restaurant.
That's what it was first, right?
Yeah.
And then they started brewing beer?
Yeah, and they do, it's great for the kids. They got little root beer and orange sodas and stuff that they're making down there too.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really good.
Columbus, Indiana.
That's
not far.
Speaking of pepper beers, I've noticed, in my opinion, pepper beers are either really good or completely awful.
Yeah.
The Creeper from our buddies down in Tennessee had a Briar Scratch. Phenomenal pepper beer. Now, I was in Florida last week on vacation, or week before last on vacation, and I had Ghostface from somewhere in Colorado. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God. That shit was like liquid fire. I literally had to order a beer chaser to drink my beer. It was, and you're talking to the guy who eats the scorpion wings here. Hot does not bother me.
Oh, my gosh.
One sip, and my throat hurt. Literally hurt. And I had to chase it with another beer to rinse it down. It was hot.
In true Blind Pig fashion, you finished the beer.
I did.
It's a marketing ploy. They just made you buy 2 beers.
It really was. Yeah. I let the bartender taste it because the bartender never tasted it, so I poured some in a glass for him. But other than that, yes, I finished the entire beer because I had to. I couldn't let it sit there.
Yeah.
I had to man up.
You never leave a beer behind. So.
No, absolutely not.
It was rough, though. I'm telling you. I'm going to try to get some of that for us to sample. One bottle for the whole table would be plenty. I promise.
Because Ghostface, right?
Ghostface. It's bad. I mean, it's not bad. I don't want to say it's bad. It's just really, really hot. It was made with ghost peppers, habaneros, cayennes. I think they tried too many peppers at one time.
Yeah.
So all you got was heat. You didn't get a lot of flavor.
They do a ghost pepper peach also. And that ghost pepper peach is not that spicy, and it really balances out great with barbecue.
Okay, well, yeah, the peach would probably bring the sweetness out in it.
Yeah.
The regular Ghostface has nothing sweet. It's just hot.
Just heat.
Yeah.
The bartender warned me that everybody that's had that, they don't finish it. They usually take 2 sips and they give it back.
Well, then it was a challenge for you.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you get a full pint?
It comes in a can. I had no choice.
Oh, it was a can. Okay.
Yeah. There was no choice. So do you have anything else you want to talk to us about as far as this event coming up?
Yeah, this event, again, digindiana.org. Buy your tickets there. It is really, I think, the best festival of the summer. USA Today rated in the top 10 in the United States.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's actually really cool.
Absolutely. When it came out the first time, we were like, yeah, this is cool. And then when it came out this year, we moved up 3 more places on the list. So, it is definitely people come in from around the United States to go to this thing. And
awesome.
it's something that, you get to see what we're doing around the state, but also taste a lot of different stuff that's being made. From barbecue all the way up to the fine dining restaurants are all there, yeah.
Anything you're looking forward to this year?
Oh, gosh, that's a really good question. I'm looking forward to August 29th right now because the event's on the 28th. Yeah. But, the restaurants that are always doing a phenomenal job, Joseph DeQuee from Roanoke, who I think is doing amazing stuff up there. They're raising cattle that is Kobe beef, but in Indiana, so it can't be called Kobe anymore.
Right.
But they have a Tibetan monk who lives on the farm and takes care of the animals. I mean,
oh wow!
I don't think you can go any more over the top on this.
No.
And they come down and they make burgers out of this Kobe beef that some
make
Tibetan
a
monk
burger
is
out
raising.
of.
Yep.
Cowboy will go down there and rub that
Oh,
cow.
yeah, absolutely,
Massage
I
the
would.
cow.
Yeah, and they're literally massaging the cows and everything. When I first went up there for
You
a
will
tour,
be delicious.
we start to go into the barn where the cows are, and they said, okay, we prefer you not talk when you go in the barn because we don't want to stress the animals out. If you do have an emergency, you can whisper. And no joke, I walk in this place, there is straw that's like 4 foot tall that they're sitting in on these like plush things. Their eyes are glossed over like they've been smoking something for days. These are happy cows.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And yeah, making some incredible beef from it. So that's one of the things I'm really looking forward to is having their burger again. And I think they're only going to be in VIP this year. So really encouragement to buy some VIP tickets. So.
Just so you know, Cowboy here is not allowed to even mess with our mascot because we actually have a live pig for a mascot. He lives at my house, so we keep Cowboy separate because all he sees is bacon. Yeah.
Well, you do grease that pig up a lot, and it sits out in the sun, gets a sunburn, starts peeling off little bacon flakes.
He smells so delicious.
Pork rinds.
I have ducks at home, and as a chef, they clean themselves in the morning. They'll stretch their wings out. As they stretch their wings out, I'm looking at their breasts thinking, damn, that's good meat.
I want you so bad.
Yeah.
Have you been out to, is it called Grains and there's a restaurant out near Kokomo, north of here, that's supposed to be all self-sufficient, I believe. It's called Grains, and I can't think of it. I'll have to look this up now. We'll look it up after since you haven't heard of it yet, but it's love to get out here. They've been liking their stuff on the page, but it's all a self-sufficient farm, and they have supposed to be a restaurant. I think it just opened recently, so... But it sounds interesting, and it's all local, obviously. And
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah.
yeah, but they always have, like, Mondays is a special mac and cheese nights, and
Oh, well.
so they have, like, meatloaf and mac and cheese and stuff.
Sucks because I was just up that way today.
Are you really?
Oh, yeah. I wish I would have known that.
Yeah.
Yeah, every night's something else, but it looks really good. I got to check this place out.
Have you ever been out to the Mug in Greenfield?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that place. I live out in New Pal, so Mug is
perfect.
right around the corner for me.
Yeah. So they're doing the same thing. I mean, it's a little drive-in. You can pull up and they'll run out to your car and take your order and everything. But they do like hot dogs and burgers and stuff from the local farm, and one of the best hot dogs I've ever had in my life.
Absolutely, and one of the best tenderloins.
Yeah, the tenderloin.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's fantastic.
I love when hot dogs come fresh off the tree.
Yes.
It's Grains and Grill is the name of the place.
Grains and Grill. Okay.
Washington Street in Fairmount, Indiana.
Is it kind of like when you go to a seafood restaurant and you pick your lobster, you get to go out in the back and like just point at that? I want that pig right there. Give me
That's how Cowboy orders food.
Yeah.
I want that animal.
That cow. No, doesn't matter. No, that one's not for sale. That's okay. I don't care. Catch it, cook it.
And that's why our mascot does not want anything to do with you.
I feed him our spent grains. That's my job.
He's fattening him up.
I am.
It's obviously too late for us to get involved with the festival this year, but we'd love to next year. But actually, we'd love to do something. It'd be cool to do something with Dig In a pig. Cause we talked about doing something here and doing an event here and local brewery and some
it's not too late for us to air from the event this year. We can do a showdown.
Yeah,
there.
we can set up a little pavilion for you guys. And
It's true.
Yeah.
I'm game if everybody else.
I think that's a must.
Might be. Yeah.
Absolutely. We can do that.
Hunter's going to be sick again that week. I'm just saying. So
Roberto.
There might be a
welcome.
there might be a football game or a baseball game for the kids though. So
That's
we'll see.
The date is August
28th.
August 20th. It's a Sunday, right?
Yep.
Military Park.
Military
Right.
Park.
Yep.
What
noon
time?
to 4.
Noon to
4.
Or if you get the VIP and stuff, you get a little bit of 11 o'clock. Get started on your early rounds.
And that's really important because it gets a little busy in there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I was talking to some people earlier today, and they were asking me, hey, is your map out yet? And I'm like, what? Your map of where all the different restaurants are going to be. They actually map these things out. So when you come in, you get this little passport, and every time you go to a different restaurant or brewery, you get a stamp for that place. And there's people that swear they make it to all of those places. Again, this is over 6 pounds of food.
In 4 that's pretty good.
Yeah,
in 4 hours.
Yeah, that's
not just pretty good. That's very good.
Yeah.
That's Cowboys breakfast.
Yeah.
6 pounds. Yeah, I mean that's not much. I'm just thinking in time frame, and having to walk between the two.
Well, yeah, that's we'll get you.
Usually, I just have them wheelbarrowed up to me.
Yeah. We'll get you one of them little We'll get you a rascal.
So wait, so we're looking at 6 pounds of food with 40-something ounces of beer. And are the wine samples 2 ounces as well?
They're 1 ounce, so a little bit smaller.
So about 14 ounces of wine.
Yeah,
that's a lot in anybody's belly.
Don't worry, they got some like local coffee guys and some juice guys too. So you can pick yourself up in between.
Yeah, we definitely need the VIP air conditioned restroom.
That's what I was going to say. Yes. Because if you're eating 6 pounds of food, you need an air conditioned restroom.
Yes.
Sounds like a blast. That's like going to the Brazilian steakhouse, man. That's about the only time I eat 6 pounds of food.
Yeah, you got to turn that card over
because I never want to leave. Once I'm there, I don't want to stop ever.
Yeah, it's really hard for me to turn that card over. I'm not gonna lie.
You get there, you sit there like, oh, I'm stuffed. All right.
And even at lunch, when you only paid half price, and you're like, yeah, just keep going. I paid a lot for this.
More meat on stick.
I'll regret this later, but it's okay now.
All right. So, anything else we need that they need to know about this event coming up? Because we're gonna
just come hungry and prepared to drink and eat for sure.
Deal.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah. Well, we appreciate you coming on the show tonight, and
appreciate it.
We're going to get this show out. We're going to promote it as much as we can, and hopefully we'll join you at this event. And we'll podcast live from there, and let the world know what's going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Looking forward to it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks.